Hello, welcome to my game dev live stream update video. If you're watching this right now, that means you're on YouTube. Hello, thank you for watching. It's been a couple of weeks since I last did an update. The first week was not super productive. The second week was a lot more productive. And I want to do an update video now to show what I've been doing and to talk about what's coming up next. So, in that time, I was working on finishing up the boss design, the town design, and the inventory system. And so I want to show off mainly the inventory. I'm not super proud of anything that came out of the town design, so I'd rather not spend a bunch of time on that. So if we start up the game here, okay, we can go to start game, and now we're in the world here. And so first thing, when you hit tab, it opens up your inventory, and there's some sort of well-known bug here where the UI doesn't, not both of the UIs update. I don't know what the deal is with that, but you have to move your cursor a little bit for them to both show up. I'm gonna look into that, but not a huge worry right now. So right now, all I have is this one coin in my backpack, and then these are the items I have equipped. I know the UI kind of looks like crap right now. I have a story in my backlog that's gonna be to pick a color scheme and then go and apply it and make everything look kind of nice together. So the items that you have in your inventory, you can click here and it will open up a window view of it. And then depending upon what kinds of attributes the items have, it'll display that data here. So this one just has a name, an icon, and a cost attribute. Doesn't have a description or an equipable attribute. I can click drop, and then you can see it's no longer in my inventory. If I tab out of the inventory, it's here in the world. In order to pick it up, I press F, and it goes into my inventory. I can open this one and place it into here. You see it's not in my inventory. Take it out of there. Now it is. You see the timer, like the game pauses when I have this inventory open. You see it's moving, paused. So it doesn't seem like a lot, but there were a bunch of different little parts to this. The first thing was that I had to go and make an item component. So an item component is like, makes it equipable, it makes it have cost or description. I have this test item here which has all three, and so if you look over here in the Unity interface, you can see I've got a spear, it's got the spear icon, and then it has a cost component, it's 30, it has a long description here, and then it has an equipment attribute. You get to decide what slot it goes in and then whether or not it's equipped. I think I have an example set up. I can do this one. Oh, hold on. So if I give it a test player and then I open up the game, you can see I've got these different things now. I've got 2 gold coins, a little falcon feather, and an aureus, and I've got a spear. And so the spear's got all these things. It's got a description, it costs, and then it's got equipment, So I can click the equip item button and it will move it over to here and change it to is equipped equals true. Press escape to close out of that close-up view. So that moves it over here, and then now I can click unequip. I can just keep moving it back and forth. There's also a known bug right now where if you have one of these open and you press tab, this one stays open. I should be able to fix that in the future. Okay, so yeah, I had to go and add all these attributes to components, and then I had to go and update the Unity editor script to show all of those attributes, because it doesn't automatically work like that because it's a list of items that are different type. So this is one type, and this is another type, and this is another type. They all have the same base type, but Unity by default does not work to show all of those guys. How I got that to work, for those who are curious, is that once this loads up here, the item data class, I had to have my list of components as a serialized reference, and that, I don't know why exactly, but that attribute here makes it so that when I display them, they will automatically be displayed as their subclass, so, or their runtime class, which is cool. It kind of makes sense. Okay. So once I did all of that, I then had to go and make the whole UI system. I had to write a bunch of scripts for that. I had to make it open and close. I had to pause the game when it was open, and then I had to make the open up window. That was another bit of work to spawn those guys. I had to set up all of the input events so that way when you click the different buttons like tab or escape, it opens and closes things appropriately. And then the last thing I had to do was I had to make a new kind of item drop. It's this kind of prefab here. It's just got a collider on it, and it can detect when you're colliding with it, and then if you press F while you are colliding with it, it'll try to pick it up. And then whenever you press the drop item button in your inventory, it will spawn one of these guys of the correct type. So that was a bit of work that I hadn't planned, had to throw into there. But the output's pretty cool. It's functional. It's got all of the different parts I want. It also updates in the editor in real time. So if I go and if I like open up the oh, I had the wrong one selected. Here we go. Test item. If I go and unclick equipped and I go down here, it's now down here. I have to make it refresh, but also it shows it here. So I click equip, it updates. So there's a bit of an update error there where these guys won't automatically update. I have a thought for how to fix that, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. Hi, I'm W2 Melvin's dad. Yes, long time no see. Thanks for joining. So, long story short, for the town design, it's just going to be kind of laid out here, and I'm going to have some space for some extra guys. I saw this picture of a town that was kind of like on a rocky island, and then there were different layers to it going up the rocky island, and that was a way that you could potentially build up instead of having everything be so vertical. And I think that just might be kind of hard with the depth to make it seem like they're not just built on top of each other. I'm not a great artist, so I might just keep it like this. The town to start with, I had a lot of ideas, but I decided just to have 3 core locations: a library, a potion shop, and your home. So that's what I'm going to start with. Okay, coming up, I have July, August, September, October, and November basically to do work. December is basically going to be wrapping up the game and getting it listed on Steam, and so 5 months, which is roughly equivalent to what I have had so far. I've gotten a lot of stuff done in that time, but I have a lot left to do. So this week I'm kind of taking off because I'm going back home for the 4th of July, and Monday or Friday and the weekend, it's basically when I get most of my work done anyways. So I basically just decided I'm going to take this week off and not really focus on anything. But this week and next week are all going to be focused on figuring out exactly what is left to do. I did this a while back after I did the dungeon design. I went and made a bunch of Jira epics for all of the new things that had sort of been spawned because of the dungeon design. Like basically all of these guys here. Double jump ring, the torches, ice blocks, pickaxe, yada yada. I might not even be able to do all of that. And there are things that I've done since then, like the boss design and the town design, that have definitely spawned new additional work, and I need to go collect information on that. My estimates have been pretty good if I go and look at like my velocity chart here on Jira. I say I can probably hit a 30 story point sprint pretty well. I have a couple like this one where I spend a lot of the sprint just thinking about it, and then I finish implementing at the next sprint, and so I do more. I do like 40. But I'd say 30 is a pretty good average for what I can accomplish on an average sprint. And I think this goes back even further if... Well, I don't know if I can here, but... See, I've got a pretty linear pace here. That's the purple stuff is stuff I've done. This is in numbers of issues as well. Okay. So long story short, I spent a lot of time working on the inventory. It doesn't look great, but the structure and the all the behavior and all of the coding is there. It's all really nice functionally, not necessarily visually. I need to really hone in on what I have time left for and make the best game I can with that time. And probably won't check in until the end of next week. So like July 7th or something like that. Yeah, July 7th or 9th maybe. Okay, I won't have this video go any longer. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this update interesting. I had a couple of tidbits in there about how to do the cool editor thing, for example. Thanks for watching, and as always, have a nice night. Bye.